Picture this: the sky churning with thunder, a mighty god perched upon a grand throne, scowling down at a world that trembles beneath him. High on Mount Olympus sits Zeus, king of the Olympians, powerful, proud, and absolutely convinced that none should challenge his authority. Then there's Prometheus, a titan blessed or cursed, with a clever mind and a soft spot for humanity. He sees something in mortals that Zeus finds less than inspiring, and that's where our story begins. You might be wondering, who is Prometheus exactly? And why does his name get dropped every time people talk about defying the gods? Let's peel back the layers. Prometheus is one of the Titans, an earlier race of divine beings that once ruled the cosmos before the Olympians took charge. During the Great War known as the Titanomachy, many Titans fought against Zeus, hoping to keep their ancient rule. Prometheus, however, sided with the Olympians, anticipating that Zeus would win. This shift in allegiance made him unique among his kind. So at first, things were fine between Prometheus and Zeus. But as you'll see, that didn't last. Now, let's fast forward a bit to an event that drastically changed how gods and mortals related to each other. This moment is famously called the trick at Mecone. Picture a big banquet with gods and mortals present, deciding how to make sacrifices to the Olympians. Prometheus, always cunning, hatched a plan to test Zeus's intelligence, or maybe even to outwit him. He prepared 2 sacrificial portions. One was a pile of bones wrapped in delicious-looking fat. The other was the finest meat, but hidden inside a stomach that looked rather unappealing. Prometheus then asked Zeus to choose which portion the gods would receive. If Zeus were truly all-knowing, he'd see through the disguise. But as the myths tell us, Zeus went for appearances. He chose the glistening fat, only to discover the unappealing bones underneath. The good meat was left for humankind. When Zeus realized this deception, he fumed with anger. Some sources say it was a direct blow to his ego, and that was something Zeus never tolerated. He decided that if mortals were going to have the best meat, they wouldn't also get the benefit of fire to cook it. That was a problem. No fire meant no warmth, no metalworking, no real progress for humanity. The world was already tough, and now humans faced an even bleaker existence. Their nights got colder, and their futures seemed dim. Prometheus knew this was unacceptable. Why did he care so deeply? Perhaps it was empathy. Perhaps it was because he felt an obligation after watching humans struggle under the control of gods who rarely offered mercy. In some versions of the myth, Prometheus is even credited with creating humans from clay, making him feel responsible for their survival. He saw potential in these fragile beings who were just starting to build communities, language, and culture. So, he decided to do the unthinkable: steal fire back from the gods. Prometheus's name means forethought, and that quality came in handy for this bold heist. The actual theft, according to many tellings, involved Prometheus sneaking a burning ember from the hearth of the gods, hiding it within a giant fennel stalk, a hollow plant that could keep the spark alive without drawing too much attention. Picture him making his way into the very domain of Zeus, heart pounding, sweat trickling, snatching that flame and dashing away. This wasn't just about warmth and cooking, it symbolized knowledge, creativity, and independence from the tyranny of the Olympians. With fire in hand, humans could build a civilization. They could forge weapons, craft tools, and light the darkness of their nights. Later traditions even credit Prometheus with teaching humanity various arts and sciences, writing, mathematics, agriculture, medicine, and more, ensuring that the spark he provided would ignite true progress. But heroic acts often come with steep costs. When Zeus discovered Prometheus's deed, he took it personally. This was more than just a titan making a fool out of him. It threatened his cosmic order. If mortals could harness divine power, like fire, what would they do next? Would they challenge Zeus too? In Greek mythology, the fear of losing authority is a huge motivator for gods and kings alike. Zeus's rage burned hotter than the stolen flame. He decided to make an example of Prometheus so that no one, mortal or immortal, would dare cross him again. Now, imagine an unyielding cliff at the edge of the world, high above the swirling ocean. The wind shrieks across the rocks, and day after day Prometheus is bound there in chains by Zeus's command. An eagle, the emblem of Zeus representing his power, swoops in to tear at Prometheus's liver. And the torment doesn't end at sunset. Prometheus is immortal, so by the next morning his liver regenerates and the cycle begins anew. This horrifying punishment was meant to do more than just hurt Prometheus physically. It was a statement to all: defy the king of the gods, and you'll face unimaginable suffering. Many accounts place Prometheus's torment in the Caucasus Mountains, though the exact location varies by source. It's a grisly scenario. Day after day, the eagle returned to tear at Prometheus's liver, and each morning it grew back. Even for an immortal titan, the pain was unthinkable. Yet this punishment did more than cause physical torment. It served as a stark warning to anyone, mortal or divine, who challenged Zeus. Through it all, Prometheus never wavered in his decision. He had given mortals the spark of progress, and that was something no god could fully take away. Meanwhile, humans below were finally building societies, forging metal, and discovering ways to store knowledge. Zeus might have taken the credit for certain gifts, like Pandora, though that's another story involving different consequences for humanity. But in the hearts of mortals, there was a quiet gratitude for the Titan who sacrificed everything for their sake. Speaking of Zeus, his perspective is equally fascinating. He must have felt the weight of cosmic prophecy. Greek myth is full of oracles announcing that some offspring might overthrow a father figure, just as Zeus himself toppled Cronus. By controlling fire, Zeus kept a tight rein on humanity's development. He wanted to ensure none of these lesser creatures rose to his level or challenged the Olympians. So when Prometheus intervened, it was more than a betrayal. It was a breach of cosmic order that might one day come back to haunt him. In Greek thought, the greatest fear of a king, mortal or divine, is to be dethroned. In certain retellings, Prometheus also knows of a secret prophecy involving a marriage that could produce a child more powerful than Zeus himself. Crucially, Zeus realizes Prometheus holds this information, but refuses to disclose which goddess he must avoid if he doesn't want to be overthrown. This hidden knowledge fuels Zeus's paranoia. As a result, the punishment Prometheus endures isn't just for stealing fire. It's also an attempt to force him to reveal a secret that could shake the very foundations of the cosmos. Back on that lonely cliff, Prometheus's torture went on for ages. Imagine the physical agony layered with mental anguish. Yet, the significance of his choice remains. It changed everything for mortals. It turned them from mere pawns into creators, innovators, and eventually definers of their own destiny. Now, there is the matter of Prometheus's eventual release. You might have heard of Hercules, or Heracles in Greek. In some versions, the hero, on one of his many labors, stumbles upon Prometheus chained to the rock. Struck with pity, or perhaps guided by destiny, Hercules kills the eagle and frees Prometheus. Zeus, ironically enough, permits this act, possibly because Prometheus's torment had served its purpose, or because Prometheus agreed to share some prophecy. Either way, Prometheus emerges as a survivor, a champion of humankind, and a symbol of defiance. This single act of giving fire to mortals resonates through the entire tapestry of Greek myth. Fire represents technological progress, knowledge, light, warmth, all the things that let civilizations rise. By outsmarting Zeus, Prometheus didn't just play a trick on the top dog. He showed that even gods could be challenged if the cause was just. And for that, he paid a brutal price. The question remains, what does this mean for us today? Is it purely a legend? Many see Prometheus as an allegory for the human spirit, the willingness to take risks for a greater good. Some see Zeus as the embodiment of tyrannical authority that tries to keep power by restricting knowledge. One can interpret it however one likes. But in classical mythology, the stakes couldn't be clearer. Without Prometheus, humanity might have remained shivering in the dark, subservient and forever powerless. As for Zeus, he remains the eternal king in the pantheon, yet haunted by the knowledge that a well-placed act of rebellion can ignite revolutions. Even an immortal must watch his throne when the fires of progress burn brightly in mortal hands. And that's the epic, far-reaching story of how Prometheus outsmarted the king of the gods and gave humanity the precious gift of fire, forever altering the course of mythic history. Fire, knowledge, rebellion. It's the stuff of legends, but it feels remarkably human, doesn't it? Now, if you want to keep the fire of mythological knowledge burning bright, make sure to subscribe to this channel. You'll find many more adventures from the realms of gods, heroes, and fantastic beasts, all told in an easy-to-grasp style. Go ahead, tap that button, and let's uncover more secrets of the ancient world together.